Hi, good morning, everyone. You have reached the webinar for OSBM. We're going to be talking about IBIS reports today, the new look and features. It looks like we have quite a few people starting to join us. That's awesome. Thank you so much for that. We're just going to take a few more minutes and wait till exactly 9:30, and then we'll get started. We are recording this event today. We'll remind you guys of that later on as well. Okay, good morning. It's 9:30, so we're going to go ahead and get started. You have reached a webinar that we're doing. This is a Microsoft Live event, so we're doing a push event today. We are going to be talking about IBIS reports. We have some upgrade information that's coming out with a new look and features. So I'm Carol Maloney. I work here at the Office of State Budget and Management, or OSBM. I'm a business systems analyst, and I'll be helping to facilitate today. Your main presenter is going to be Ashok Guntapalli. He is an awesome Cognos developer that works with us, and he's going to be doing the main demo as we go through this. So just so you know how the Microsoft Live events work, the Q&A function, which is like a chat function, is open for you. And as you go along, you're welcome to enter questions in that area. We're going to run through our demo this morning so that you can see all the features, and Ashok and I will be talking back and forth. I'm playing the role of someone new, so maybe I'm asking some questions on your behalf. And then we'll take a period after the demo and come back and just hit all the Q&A at once. So feel free to add information into that chat box, add your questions or comments, and we'll come back and get them all at once at the end. Okay, so here's a little bit about our agenda today. We're going to do just a quick overview, what's going on with these IBIS reports, why are we doing this? Then Ashok's going to dive right into the demo. We think that might take until about 10:30. We're going to do a quick break after that, so there's a little time if you need to go get a coffee, take a restroom run, a little more time to add questions to the chat, and then we'll finish up and do the Q&A. If there are more questions than what we can get to, then we will take those and push them out later through email. Presenters. So as I mentioned, Ashok is going to walk you through this demo today. I put a few of his certification badges on the screen, and I had to limit it because Ashok is so well qualified at this. They'd probably run off the edge of the page. Amazing guy, and we are so happy to have someone at that skill level working with us and doing reporting. So he's going to be your main presenter, and like I said, I'm just going to help him out along the way, and we'll ask some questions as we go in a conversational manner. So just to kind of give you the background, what are we doing here? There's a software that we use to run IBIS reports, and it's called IBM Cognos Analytics. And you don't really see that branding very much. It's behind the scenes, but it really is what's going out to the IBIS database and pulling all that back in for you when you run a report. So all those, the budget revisions you put in, the worksheets, things, anything that comes into IBIS goes into the database, and then our IBIS reports helps pull that out again for you for reporting. And our project here is we needed to upgrade this software. We'd aged out on the previous version, and that was costing us more money because we had to then go to a third-party support for that. And we're budget people, as are you guys. We don't like things that cost more money, right? So it's actually a better deal. Upgrade, get back in support again, and get maybe even some new features along the way. So that's what we're going to be covering today, is we want you to see how this upgrade of the software is going to change a little bit when you click into IBIS reports. It's going to look a little different once we launch. As far as when is that going to happen, here's a little bit about our implementation schedule. We've been working on this for a while now, so it's gone through all its development and testing phases, and so we're really in this final stage of implementation, configuration, and just getting ready for the rollout. So we are planning to deploy the 12th of February to the 13th of February. So when you log in on Monday, the 15th of February, that's when you would probably see the new interface coming in on here. So that's all I needed to just kind of kick us off with today, and just let you know that this is where we're going and what we're doing. So from that point forward, I'm going to ask Ashok over and share the screen.
Yeah,
and,
thank you, Carol.
I'm going to let him do the demo for you.
Sure. Thank you, Carol.
Sure.
I'm sharing my screen.
Okay.
And I believe that you're able to see my screen.
We will push that up there in just a second. Yep.
Yep. So am I audible, Carol?
Yes, sounds good.
All right. All right then. So today I'm going to present the differences between the current environment as well as the new one. So we pushed this information, the current QA, the new QA into the Cognos Analytics, and the old production is going to be on 10.2. I'll show the differences between those, and it's pretty much the same as running the reports, but the look and feel might be different. Okay. And if you look at that, I do have two screens. So towards to the left of your screen, so it's going to be the new QA. So this is going to be qa.ibis.nc.gov, and the new to the right of the screen. So you do have ibis.nc.gov, which is going to be the production. So when you look at that, both are same. So based on your login, it can be OSBM or I'm on the blue now. So in the production. So if I go to the OSBM, so the queue and everything looks like the same. Okay. So there is nothing much difference.
So you're saying no problems in the work queue, everything stays the same there, right?
They're the same. So it's just a portal. And to access the reports, so here we have the reports button. So in the QA as well as the reports button in the production. So both are the same.
So Ashok, let's just talk a second. When we say QA, we just mean it's in our testing environment because it's not live, but it'll be what you guys see live when it rolls out in February.
Right. That's true.
Okay.
Right. All right, so to access the reports is going to be the same. So click on the reports. So it takes you to the next screen. So this is going to be the portal of the production. And when I click on the reports on the QA, so it takes you to the same screen. So the navigation is the same, and it looks like a different when you log in. Okay, the look and feel might be different. So if you look at that, this is going to be the new interface, and towards to the right, this is going to be the old interface.
You can see they've really upgraded it. You can all the new graphics for here. So we just wanted to make sure you guys knew it's going to look different. You haven't gone somewhere else. It is what IBIS reports will become over here.
Right. And you can run the Cognos environment or IBIS environment on the Google Chrome as well as Internet Explorer and Mozilla Firefox. And at this moment, so Cognos is not supported with the use of Edge, but like in the future, in the coming months, probably like they're going to enhance the software. It's just like a piece of code like we need to install. So it will work on the Edge too. So for now, like it's going to be on Internet Explorer, Google Chrome, and Mozilla Firefox. Okay.
Great. Yep.
And you can run the reports in the HTML format, PDF, Excel 2007, as well as XML. Okay. The formats remains the same, so except the interface. All right. The next one is going to be, this is going to be the brand new interface. So if you look at that, like we do have like several new features that are added to the new one, and we'll walk through like one by one. And first thing is like we look at the interface. The main portal is going to be a little different. Okay, so here in the old portal, we have like public folders as well as my folders, and you have the IBM Cognos connection at the top. Okay, so the brand new will have like IBM Cognos Analytics, and we have the welcome screen. Okay, and rest of those remains the same. So if you look at that, when I click on this, this is going to be the help button, and we have the personalized button as well as we have the notifications. So it remains the same. So we have like a help and QA, and you have the personalized options. So we'll go through that like in a moment. So, but just keep in mind, so we have like a Cognos connection here, and we have the Cognos Analytics here. Okay.
So same features, they've just moved around a little bit.
Right.
Right. Okay.
And the next thing is like, so when you look at the top, so 1x2 alerts. So this is going to be like application bar. So this is going to be a new feature. So we'll see like in a minute. And towards to the left of your screen, so we have the home button, search, and different folder options, and we have like a recent. So when you click on that, so this is going to be home button. And when you click on my folders, like it takes you to the navigation pane. Okay, so this is called as our navigation bar. Okay, and when you click on search, so we'll have like a navigation bar. So that means like you can search a report, you can search a module, you can search a package, or you can search a queries to the report. Okay.
So what you're saying is like on the old one, or the one we currently have, like all the reports are listed right there, but now you need to go over to the search bar.
Right.
Okay.
All right. So this is going to be like when I talk about navigation bar, this is going to be the navigation bar. It includes like a home button, search, my folders, as well as like a public folder. Okay. And towards to the top, so this is going to be the application bar. So this is going to be the brand new interface. We do have like two bars. One is going to be the application bar, one is going to be the navigation bar.
Application on the top. Okay. Navigation on the side.
Navigation bar. Yep.
Got it. Okay.
So and the next thing is like we have the welcome screen. Okay. So if you look at that, like I toggle back. So we have like a welcome button. Okay. So if you're accessing like more reports, so that will list out here. So we'll access these reports, we'll run one report, and we can come back and see like what is in here. And the next one is going to be like towards to the, if it goes all to the end, so we have the recent. Okay, the recent means like the recently accessed reports. So in the old version of Cognos, you have to go to the session reports or self-service reports to access the report. That means like when you want a run report, when you want a run worksheet 1 report, so you need to specifically go to the self-service folder and budget development and worksheet 1 folder.
And sometimes that was a lot of steps to drill into those, right?
Right.
Well, it's nice. They've made it so you can have a shortcut to reports you use a lot.
Right. So you use a lot, and the frequently accessed reports that will shows up here.
Right.
So nice. Yeah, so we have like NC budget IBIS reports, BD307, and revised report, and all of those. It shows up here. So this is going to be like a tiled view. So if you want a list view, so you can go back and you can see like all of the reports which you accessed frequently. Okay. So it lists you all the last modified means like a last run time for you. Okay. So whether it's a report or a job, whatever it is, okay, it lists out here. So if you want a tile view, so you can go back and click on the tile view. So it just gives you the information like that.
Great.
All right. So the next one is going to be the home button. Okay. So if you want this one to be home button, so you can set as a home button. That means like whenever you log in, so the new screen will comes in. Okay. So let's suppose if I'm frequently running a report for BD307, So I will click on that and I will set as a home. So that means like whenever I'm running a report or whenever I am accessing the Cognos Analytics, so always it will be BT307. Okay, so you can set the home as many times as you can. So let's suppose if you are working on the budget development and it's in the July timeframe, so most of the time, so you go to the folder called worksheet 1. Right, so at the time like you set it as a home, so that means like always like when you click on the reports, so it navigates to the same screen. So worksheet 1
Yeah,
folder.
you're right. That's probably very useful because there's reports that are a bit seasonal in the budget cycle. So some that you might use for a while and then you put them away, and then others you might use for a while. So if you can go right to the stuff that you need at the time you need it, that saves you a few steps.
Right. And the next one is going to be the notification bar. So that means like so then the Cognos new feature comes with a lot of additional functionalities. So let's suppose if I'm running a report or I'm executing the report, so I want to share the work with some other user. Okay, so if me and Carol was working on a report, and if I want to share that report to Carol, so I can still do that. So that will, if I share a report to the Carol, so when Carol logs in, she will get a notification saying that, hey, Ashok shared a report, it's in the notifications. So all she needs is just click on the notifications and click on the report that takes you there.
Nice. So if I run something and someone else needs to look at it, I can do it within the app now.
Right. So this is kind of like a sharing and a collaboration of your work. So let's suppose if you have like a budget figure, so which is wrong, so I want to clarify on it. So I will send it to Carol to clarify those things. So you can make a note of it.
Nice.
All right. So the next one is going to be like a personalized option. So if you look at that, like this is going to be the personalized option. And in the old environment, it's going to be the same. So if you look at that like towards to the right end, so we do have like my watch and all of the things, my preferences, my data sets and everything. So click on this one and it's going to be the same. So my schedules and subscriptions. So my preferences, log my session. So my inbox, my watch items, about, and sign out. Okay, it remains the same.
All the same. Now, a lot of people may not even have used those features before, so it's really not a problem for them, right? If they never used them before, no worries, they're still there, but they've just moved to where they're moved place, basically.
Right.
Where they are.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I will go to the preferences now. Like I'm banking on it. Like my preferences, click on that. So if you look at that, like this is going to be the default for my user login. So if Carol wants to run a report like all the time, like the PDF, so she can change it here. So that means for the user session, so always like whenever she clicks on a report, it will always be report format to PDF.
That's useful. Like
yep.
I like Excel more often, but useful that you can set that. Yes.
Right. So, and I want to show you something like when I click on show hints. So if you look at that, like when you first log into your screen, okay, that means like on 12/15. So when you first access Cognos Analytics, so it will be like this. Okay, so there was a green marks. So don't worry about that. It's just a hints. Okay, that means like when you navigate on it, like when you click on it, like it's nothing but says you like what this is. Okay, so if you look at that, so when I hover on it, so it just gives you the information. So learn more about it, administered environment. And this is going to be the new one. So learn more, create a new content. Okay, if you want to turn off, so go to my preferences, general, and uncheck this box.
That's useful. You know, when you're getting started and things are still a little new and you're not sure what they are, then that gives you some help when you hover over the top. But then after a while, you're a pro and you can just turn it off.
Right. And the next one is going to be the personal. So when you click on the personal, so by default, like it will be your user ID. So it can be like your NC ID. Mostly like it will comes with like your nc.gov like email address. If not, like just go in here and edit it. Okay. So that means like if you want to have like a schedule reports, so that means like that will mail from the Cognos Analytics. So you'll get like output information to your mail. Okay, just make sure like go to the email and make sure like it's your right email. So mostly like it will be right email. Just make sure that.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then if you're sending things out, the system knows where to send it to and from.
Right. And the next one is going to be the advanced. Okay, so The thing is like this is going to be the new, so we do have like advanced security features in Cognos Analytics. So always like our data is secure, and whenever you're running a report, so there should not be any cross scripting or any kind of like security breaches. Always like when you change your NCID credentials, so please go to the personal and renew your credentials. This is going to be really important. Sometimes like our NCID will changes like every quarter. So that means like whenever you are accessing a report, so after 3 months, like you change your credentials, and all of a sudden like so you're not getting any reports, okay, to your inbox or something. So all you need is like go to the personal and click on credentials and click on renew.
I see. So just to double check that it's still coming through.
Right.
Right.
So you need to renew all the time, like when you're changing your password.
So is it something that I should do on my own, or will the system prompt me?
System will not prompt you, so but like you have to do it of your own. So because like everyone will have like a different timings. So let's suppose say like my NCID expires next month. Okay,
Right.
so for the Carol it might be like for you it might be different, right? So if I
Right.
change it today, so it might be like 3 months from now. So
okay, I see what you're saying.
Yep. So and the Cognos doesn't store all of your information, so it doesn't know like when you change your password. Most probably like when you change the password, so go to the Cognos Analytics, click on personal and credentials, and renew your credentials.
And renew it. Okay.
Okay. And don't worry about all of these things. Okay, so we will maintain these things, and you just like which groups are you in and all of those information. So I'm a part of all of these groups. Okay, so I'm an administrator, so I'm part of all of the groups. For you, like it might be OSPM analyst, okay, or it might be like a group or like a department like which you belongs to. So don't worry about that.
Yeah.
So this is maintained by Cognos.
As our reports guru, you're going to see a lot more than the
Right.
average person sees. Yeah, that makes sense.
Right. All right. So the next one is going to be the data source credentials. This is going to be the new feature in Cognos Analytics. So that means like so whenever you want to create a report of your own, so OSPM analyst, we have licenses to create ad hoc reports in Cognos. That means like you can upload your own data set, and then you can create the dashboards as well as the reports, okay, of your own. So let's suppose if you're creating a report for the revenue analysis or like so the budget comparison. So what you can do is like you can upload that Excel file or a CSV file to the Cognos, and you can build your dashboard as well as like a report on top of it. So this is where like your data source credentials comes to place.
Got it. Okay.
And this
kind
is
of an advanced feature, but yeah, nice to know it's available.
Yes. Right. And the Cognos new analytics comes with a VATS analytics. That means like a predictive analytics capability. So that means like it forecasts the information. So this is where like the AI learning comes to the place. Okay. So if you want it, just come to us and we'll enable it to you.
Right. So all this is the power behind IBM as a vendor bringing this to the tool. So.
Right.
Definitely we can still get our reports, but then there's a lot more that we can start digging into and learning about here too.
Right. There are a lot more features than Cognos and current environment.
Yeah, exactly. So good. I like that, being able to put your own data in there and then compare it with some of the IBIS data. That would be interesting. Yeah.
And when I click on like this one, like my schedules and subscriptions. So if we go to the my schedules and subscriptions, so I don't have at this moment of time. So let's suppose if you are running a report, so which takes a little longer time. So what you can do is like you can schedule the report and you can send it to the email. Okay, and you can see like where the process is. So one is going to be enabled and disabled. Don't worry about that. Like will come in a moment. So but you can go and see your schedules. Okay, so you can see your schedule upcoming, past, and current. Okay, the current is going to be like a current like I'm executing a report. And if you want to see like the past, like which reports you ran, so this is going to be the different reports. Okay, all of those. Okay.
So how does that differ from the current scheduler?
Current scheduler, it gives you like the same capability, but like it just shows you like which report you just ran. That's it.
Oh,
nothing more than that.
You don't
this
have
gives
all
you
that
like
history then.
Yes. So this gives you like a more history.
Great.
Okay. All right, so I'm clicking on schedule. So this is going to be the schedule 1. And the next I will go to the navigation bar. Okay, so this is going to be the home button as I mentioned it to you. And if you want to turn off like the home button, okay, the show welcome. So that means like this is going to be the information. So you can toggle back. So that means like the home button will be gone and the recent reports will show up here. Okay, and if you want to toggle back, so click on show welcome. So it brings you back. So that means like you'll have access to the catalogs as well as the samples. Okay, nothing more than that.
So when we launch live in mid-February, everyone will see this hello, welcome to IBM Cognos Analytics screen, right?
Right.
Okay. And then once you're aware of what that does, you can just flip over and then now you'll start to get your own personalized home screen. Right. Okay.
So this is going to be one-time task. So just turn off.
Okay.
And the next one is going to be search button, as I mentioned to you before. So we have like a lot of reports. So if you know the name of the report or number of the report, you just type in. Okay, so it's BD 302. So just type in like you'll get a report information. Okay, that means like when you click on a report, it takes you there. Okay, this is going to be the new feature. All right, so here comes to like the differences between both of the environments. So if you look at that, like we have the public folders. So to the right of the screen, so in the current environment, this is going to be the public folders. So public folders remains the same, but like they change the name to the team content.
So public folders now becomes team content. Okay, that makes sense.
So the where you can find the team content, that means like where you can access the reports. So if you go in here, so to the navigation bar, so we have like an option here. So this is going to be the team content. So with the, so when you click on it, so this is going to be the team content. So you'll see all of the folders in here. So don't worry about that. Like I'm administrator, I'm seeing all of the folders in here. But like as OSPM analyst, so you will see self-service reports, system run reports, OSPM analyst, and IBIS reports package. That's it. Okay.
So you'll see the ones that you have access to.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And
so
you have access to a lot more because you're a report developer. So it won't be quite a long list for most people.
Right. Because like I need to administer all of the folders, so I'm seeing all of those.
You have to see it, but otherwise, people, in the same way we used to look through our list of the self-service reports and pick one out, you'll be able to see that in this menu here.
Right. So if you look at like my whole screen, okay, so to the right of the screen, current production environment. So I'm logged in as like my user, so I am able to see all of these. Okay, since I'm administrator for it. So when you OSPM analyst logs in, like they will see self-service reports, system run reports, OSPM analyst, as well as the IBIS reports package. So it's the same too, like the team content too. Okay, so they will see IBIS reports and OSPM analyst folder, system run reports, and self-service reports. That remains the same.
Okay.
All right. So the next thing is like some my folders. So if you click on my folders, I do have like a lot of folders and a lot of reports underneath it. So this is where like I used to test the reports. So if someone comes in, like I used to copy that report in here and I used to test it. Okay, so against the production environment. So if you want to create a new report or if you want to save it off your own, so this is going to be your private folder. So my folder is going to be the private folder, and similar wise, like we do have like a my content. Okay, my content is changed to the my folders is changed to the my content. Public folders, yes. So public folders to team content and my folders to my content. Okay, this is private to you. That means like no one will log in and see your content.
So if I had, and this is for me personally as well, if I had some files in my folders in the old system, and so I've made some of my own reports, are those going to migrate across?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So everything will be there in the new system, right?
So
it'll just move,
it'll
just move down to my content is the name of it now.
Right.
Okay.
So don't get surprised, like where are my reports? You just go to the my content and you can see it.
Right. Okay.
Okay, everything will be migrated. Like whatever the work you had done in the previous environment will be automatically migrated to the new one.
Okay, including all the scheduling and all of that, right?
Yep.
Okay, right.
All right, so and towards to the end, so we have the recent. So as I had shown you before, so these are the recently viewed reports. So anyhow, like you can access from here. or if not, like you can go to the recent tab and you can view like all of the reports that was recently run. Okay, so both ways.
Very useful, I think. So because again, some people only use like a small handful of reports over and over again. So if they're right at hand, then you just grab them out of that recent folder. Yes. And you don't have to search through the navigation.
Right. So if you look at that, like my team content self-service administrative reports, and if I want to go to the worksheet 1 reports, I don't need to go to the team content again and navigate to the self-service and budget development and worksheet 1 folders. All I can go in and click on this report, it will run automatically.
Right. So really you're saying there's 2 places to get to recent reports. There's that navigation that you're showing us here, and then there's that home page on the bottom where you had like the 4 more recent reports, right? So you'll see them come through either way.
All right, so I'll show you a few things, like I'm bringing this one. So if you look at that, like a my content, so it's formally my folders, and a team content is going to be the public folders, and contains objects only viewable by user. So that means like whoever logs in and whoever creates the content, and this contains like standard reports as well as department folders and the reports. And users can copy the reports from team content and save it to the my content for personal use. So the reason why I'm telling personal use is like, so we don't have like access to execute the reports in a batch process. So if you want to create like in a batch process, what you have to do is just give me a minute, Carol. So,
oh, sure.
So I'll pause for a minute.
Yeah. Yep, that sometimes happens. Got someone trying to contact in on the same application. So thank you guys for, I'm seeing some activity come in through the chat window, the Q&A. So we are going to, we are recording this, so we will publish out the recording for you after the meeting's over. Because Ashok and I are kind of talking through this, we'll basically have to come back and answer the Q&A at the end. So that's part of our agenda. As we get through here, we'll look through it and talk. If you haven't found the Q&A, then now's a good time to just open up that little window and you know, be able to put your thoughts in there. Like what else would you like to know after we finish the demo?
Okay. All right, Carol. So I'm back.
Yeah.
And if you look at that, like the folder looks like this one. Okay, the package looks like this one. So this might be different. So the report view looks like this one. And the dashboard, we have like a dashboarding capabilities. So if you have like a dashboard, it looks like this one, and the shortcut looks like this one. Okay.
Okay, so you're just showing us what the new icons look like that are changing. Okay.
Right. And the next thing is like so self-service reports, where I can find the self-service reports. So it's going to be the same thing. Okay. So you have the self-service reports here. So click on the my content, and I'm going back. So it's going to be the alphabetical order. And we have the self-service reports.
Okay. So and remembering that most people only have about 4 things in this list, right?
Right.
Okay. You're just special.
Yeah.
We know you're special.
Yeah. Yes. So yeah. So this is going to be the self-service reports. It's the same. Okay. So when you click on it, so it navigates to the self-service reports. So we do have like the same folders. When I click on the self-service reports folder, so we have the same. So report template, administrative reports, budget development reports, budget execution reports, and certification reports. So we have the same thing. So administrative reports, budget development, budget execution, certification reports, and report template. Yeah. Okay. Everything remains the same. So when I click on the administrative reports, so this is going to be the new functionality, Carol. So if you look at that, like, so we have the breadcrumb, so public folders, and you can navigate to the public folders all of this. Yeah. So you can collapse the items.
It's a little easier way to go backwards or go up a level.
Right. And if you look at that, like we have all of the administrative reports, it remains the same. So if you look at that, like we have all of the same reports. Okay. So now like I will show you like how to execute the report. So it remains the same. So for now, like I'm going to run a NC IBIS budget core report. So in the old production environment, just click on it. So we have the same screen. Okay, if you look at that, like we have the volume committee, budget reporting unit, and budget, and all of those. And I'm going to run the same report in the new one. So click on IBIS budget reports. So it takes you to the same screen. So if you look at that, like the prompt remains the same. So if you look at that, so it has like IBIS budget code prompt and all of those, and we have the same buttons at the end. Okay, so we have like a cancel, back, next, and finish, and it remains the same.
Yeah, that part looks exactly the same.
Right. And I'm running the report, so I'm going with education. So click on for brew, and I'm selecting like a University of North Carolina, and click on budget codes. I'm selecting all of the funds, and select all, and I will do the same. So one education, and U10, and select all, and hit finish, and it does the same.
So just give it a minute to think.
Yeah. So like my PDF is like a little old, so that's why it is taking a little bit.
It also doesn't help when you're streaming and trying to do meetings as well on top of it. So.
Right. So it looks the same. Okay. So you get the same output, page 1 of 8, page 1 of 8. So it remains the same.
Yep, exactly.
Okay. And don't worry about this logo. So we are fixing this one.
That's just because it's in their test environment.
Yeah,
right?
it's a test environment, and the production, like you'll get on this one. Okay, so yeah, that is all. And if you want to go back, so you don't need to really, like if you want to go back, like click on this one, so it take you there. And what you can do is like click on this one, so it takes you to the same screen. Okay, so if you want to go back to the self-service reports, so click on that, so it takes you to the self-service reports, and click on self-service reports, it takes you there. Okay.
Very similar, just a slightly different way to get to it, and looks a little different.
Right.
Right. Okay.
And if you want to go with the budget development reports, so click on budget development reports, and budget development reports, it remains the same. Okay, so all of the reports will be here. So budget worksheet 1 reports and worksheet 1 reports.
Yep, I see that.
All right, so as I mentioned it to you before, right, like if you run like multiple reports, so Carol, so this is the welcome screen. So when you click on it, so you can navigate like 2 different screens. So I can run worksheet 1 reports, I can run like a BD307, it lists out here. Okay, and you can toggle back. So if you want to go with the my schedules and subscriptions, I can still go back. If you want to see like a budget code report, I can click on that, it takes you there.
Okay. Hey, Shrik, we've had a request to slow down just a little bit.
Okay.
Okay. So that, going back to, would you show that toggle again? Because I think that's going to be really neat. Like if you have a couple different reports and you need to compare numbers from both of them, that you've got access to them after they've run, you just flip back and forth.
Right. So you go to the welcome screen. So at the top right, so click on this one. So we have like a welcome screen at the beginning. So when you run a reports, that list out here. Okay, until unless like you explicitly cancel it. Okay. And if I want to go back, let's suppose if I run a different report, so let's think of it like my schedules and subscriptions is going to be worksheet 1 reports. I can click on it, so it takes you to the same screen of the worksheet 1. Okay.
Got it. Okay.
And if you want to toggle back to the IBIS budget code report, so you click on it, so it takes you to the same screen.
Takes you there, toggles. Now, how long will that list last? If I log off IBIS, will it still be there?
Yeah, like when you log off IBIS, like it will be gone. Okay.
It'll clear it. Okay.
Yeah. Right. So until unless like when you're in a session, so you need to explicitly close it.
Close it out. Okay, that makes sense. So if I come in, I need 3 or 4 reports and I want to compare data, they'll be there until the point that I stop using IBIS.
Right. Exactly.
Right. Okay. Well, that's useful. That's a new feature, right?
Yep. So. That's a new feature. And towards to the top of your screen, left top, so you have the save button. Okay. So you have the editor and ordering, and you have run as. Okay. Most of our guys will have the edit button, so but I disabled it, so because like this is going to be the self-service reports and that is used across the state. And if you want to create a new report of your own, so you can click on the edit button, that takes you to the edit mode, and you can save it in the my folders. Okay, so this is going to be the new option. And towards to the right, so we have the run as. So it's going to be exactly similar. So if you look at that, like we have the run as. So towards to the right of the screen, so when I click on run as, so it takes you to the same screen, PDF and all of those, right? So
That's
from
one of
here,
those features that when I talk to people about IBIS reports, I don't think they realize that you can change the output that easily. Like if something's in a PDF and you need it in Excel,
right,
you can set the run as and pick a different format. So so useful that it's there. Just kind of call out it's in a different place, and more people might see it up there now. That's good. You don't get lost.
Yes, like when you click on it, like it's very easy from here. Okay, so when you click on run, okay, so you can run in the HTML, you can run in the PDF, Excel and data, run CSV and XML.
Yeah, that's great.
Okay.
So I mean, all the things that we could do before, it's just hard to have found them before.
Right.
Right.
And the next thing is going to be the reset prompts and run. So we have like created the report for the volume 1 and blue U10 and different font types. So if you want to reset the prompts and rerun again, so you don't need to go back and run the report. So all you click is like a reset prompts and run. Okay, so it takes you to the prompt page again.
Okay. So it's kept all of my previous selections, and now I can go in and just maybe I wanted to add one more or delete one out, right? Okay.
Right. So you can go back, and if I want to run a report for the U10, so I click general font and I click on finish. So this is going to be the new one. So you don't need to go back and rerun the report again. So all you need is to click on run as and reset prompts and run.
Reset the prompts. So that's completely new, right?
Yeah. It's very easy. Yeah.
That'll save some time. Instead of having to start from the very beginning, you just change what your input pieces were.
That's true. Yep.
Yeah, that's great.
And the next thing is like when I click on the so the public content. So here's going to be the worksheet 1 reports, Carol. So you can expand this one and you can collapse. Okay, so just like click on this one, and that means like it gives you like where you are in. Okay, so I'm in self-service reports and the budget development and worksheet 1.
Oh, so those little breadcrumbs at the top. Okay, right. I see. Yeah.
And if you want to go back to the system run reports, so you don't need to go back like a one step like this. So all you do is like I'm clicking on the worksheet 1 again. So you click on this one. So and you can go back to the different one. So if I want to go back to the team content, so you don't need to do like extra steps. So just click on the team content. It takes you to there. The team content. Yeah.
It looks like IBM's really focusing on trying to take out some of the extra steps to get to the different functions. That's great.
That's true. So self-service reports again. And for the system run reports, sorry, like I'll go to the team content and I will go to the system run reports. So I'll show you like how it is. So system run reports, and it remains the same. I'm canceling it, and I'm going to the public folders, and I'm clicking on system run reports. So we do have the same.
Hey, just for people that may be a little newer to IBIS and IBIS reporting, can you talk about what are system reports?
System self-service reports is going to be a report, so which you have to run of your own. So that means like it gives you the current data. So system run reports are exactly similar, but like it's kind of a batch report. So it will run once a night, okay, and you'll get the output. So let's suppose so you are running a certification report. So whatever the data, whatever the budget revision entries you had on it, so it captures that day's information and it stores here. So that means like in the next day morning, so you can go into the system run reports and you can see the previous day work.
Okay, so the self-service are the ones you go just get right now, and system run are the ones you can schedule or that have been scheduled. Is that right?
Right. So okay. It's already scheduled. So we have all of the reports that was scheduled. So every night to run at 1 o'clock. So that means like if they're working on the RK325 report, so they want to compare previous day data with the today's data. So they can, we have already like a scheduled report, so they can go in there and they can see it.
Because that's a really big report, and so it might be nice not to have to wait for it. You just go in to the system run and pick up the latest one from 1 o'clock last night. Yeah.
Right.
Okay, great. Hey, Chuck, someone mentioned that your phone might be being displayed on the screen. Can you just double check that?
A phone?
Let me just see. They said you're seeing a picture of your phone. I don't see it, but I just wanted to let you know. It seems like I think we're okay to go forward. I'm not seeing it here.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay, and the system run reports, how to access the system run reports. As I mentioned, right, certification reports. Let's go to the certification reports. So it's here and click on the certification reports. And it's going to be the similar one. If you look at that, like we have different folders. Let's go with the version report. So click on the budget BD3 version version report. I click on the BD3 version report. So it looks little different. If you look at that, like it is a little different. So what you have to do is like you need to click on this one. Okay. So you need to click on this one and you need to click on view versions.
So can you explain why that's different or what?
So little different means like they have like a new interface. So they don't know like how to incorporate in here like this.
Okay.
So our versions is here. So they want to save the real estate and all of those. So they had given like a 3 different ellipses and they have an option like a view versions. So that means like if you look at that, like they have a new functionality called share.
Okay.
And yeah.
So. Oh, okay. So what you're saying is this is a system run report,
right?
Which would normally have kept previous versions from previous nights, right?
Right. Exactly.
Okay. So instead of they're saving some space on the screen by having that little way to go in and see all the versions now.
Right.
Okay, that little icon.
Right.
All right.
Yep.
Okay.
So click on this one more. Okay, and we can click on view versions, and it's exactly similar. So when you click on view versions, so you'll see like a different dates in here. So if you look at that, we have like a different dates that runs for every night. And just keep in mind, like we are not saving like all the dates. Okay, so we'll go like for 90 days. Okay, and so for certain reports, it's going to be 6 days. Okay.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
And this is going to be the new version for now. Like we stopped like running a report. Okay, so if you look at that, like we have like an eye icon. So when you click on it, so it takes you to the runtime. Okay, so when it is run and what format it is and all of those, and it's exactly similar. Okay, so and I'm going back. So how to access this report to see all of this? Okay, so all you need is like just click on this report. Okay, just click on this date and you'll see all of the icons in here. So it's exactly similar. So when you click on a PDF, it automatically downloads. Okay, so here also it's the same thing.
Okay.
Okay.
So you just get the results at that point.
Right, exactly. So it's going to be the PDF. Okay. So any questions in here? So it's exactly similar.
We've had some Q&A come in, so we'll start jumping into those once you feel like you're at the end of the demo. Are you at a good place to do that, or do you have other things?
No, like I have like a few things to share.
Okay. Let's hold the questions because one might lead into another, and
yeah, sure.
We'll keep going.
Yeah, so we have like a 15 minutes more time, so I want to demonstrate a few things.
And 10:30 is when we thought we'd break,
right.
Fill up the Q&A with more questions, and come back at 10:45.
Yeah.
Right.
So in the break time, like I used to I will read the questions.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Right. And if you look at that, like we have, I'm bringing the screen here. Okay. And so when you see the icon, this one, so this is going to be the run as options. So that gives you like more flexibility to choose the output and all of those. And when you see this icon, this is going to be the edit report, open the reports in the authoring tool, and the create a report view. So create a report view is exactly a similar copy of it. So you can schedule of your own. So that means like, let's suppose if you have like a BD307 report, so I want to create a copy. So all you need is like create a report view. The reason why I'm telling report view is like if I make any changes to the main report, automatically it will be incorporated to the report view. That's a good feature.
Oh, that is a good feature. So like say you had to make a correction in the main report.
Main report.
And that happened once. We had to, I think, change a calculation, right?
So
it creates the connection to your own custom report, so you get that logic. Okay, that's useful.
Automatically, yep.
Yeah.
And as we've seen, right, view versions. So that means like a previously saved output and the previous run history. And if you want to create a new job, so you can create a new job. So this is the new features here. So if I want to share my content and for the review with some other users, okay, so you can click on share button and it automatically takes you there. And all you need is like enter the email address of it. And just keep in mind, so if it's out of our organization, if the user is not in our system, so they cannot view the report. Okay.
So when you say our system, do you just mean within IBIS?
users. Yes.
Okay.
Within
So
IBIS.
they have to be a known IBIS user to share it.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So we don't want to share our report to someone else.
That's just if you're trying to share it within this application. Obviously, you could still run it, download it, email it, to anybody.
Right.
Okay.
And you can copy or move the report. So that's another one. Okay. And you can create a shortcut. So shortcut is like a version of the report. So I would not recommend to do that. So because like too many shortcuts means it's very hard to maintain. The report versions is very easy to maintain. And create shortcut means like gives you the exact copy, but it will not incorporate any changes that is done on the main report.
Oh, I see. Okay. So like, and we were talking about the one that did pick up changes on
and one doesn't pick up.
And the shortcut doesn't. I see why you would not recommend that.
Right. So because like I don't want to maintain like too many versions, so we need to make if there is 10 shortcuts for 10 one report, so we need to make the changes in 10 shortcuts.
Yeah. No, it makes sense to keep the connection to the original one.
Right. And the next one is going to be the delete. So you can delete a report. So this will not be an option for you guys, and the properties. So who is the owner and all of those.
Right.
And
but you can delete your own custom reports.
Yes,
right?
yeah, you can delete of your own. So there's nothing wrong in it.
All right.
And how we can schedule a report. Okay, so there's one. I want to show in my folders. Oh my content. And when you click on this one, okay, so you can run it as here. Okay, so I shown you both ways. So one on the report page, like a prompts rerun, or else like what you can do is like a BD307 report. Okay, so if you want to go back, so click on this ellipsis and you can click on run as. So it's exactly similar to it. So two ways you can do it, like one for the report one and one for this one. Okay, from the portal itself. Okay.
Right, that goes back to that run as.
Right, run as.
Yep.
And you can do it like once you click on a report, you can go back and you can change the prompts, okay, and re-prompt. So there also is the same thing. So here also run as, okay. So when you click on run as, so it gives you like so you can run it in a background or you can run a report now. So you can choose your own data. So let's suppose if I want to run a report in the Excel, so I can click on Excel and hit run. Okay, or else like if you want to run in the background, so and I would recommend like when you're running in a background, so you just copy the report to the my folder and run in the background. The reason why I'm telling is like it will create extra copies on the front end and people will lose it. Okay, that means like so if user one is running on 010 brew and if you save the report in 020, so they will get confused. Okay, that's the recommendation. So if you want to run as in the background, you just copy the report to the my content and run it as a background. So when it just enable it, and this gives you advanced options. So click on that. So if you want to run it now or later, so you can schedule it. Okay, so let's suppose I want to run it at 10:30, you can do that. Or if you click on now, that means like it runs like it kicks off like when you hit run. And the next one is going to be the delivery mode. So when you click on delivery, and here is going to be the one. Okay, so I want to send a report by email. So if you want to send a report, okay, output to the outside of organization, you can still do that. So click on send report by email. So you can give like IP, the address of it. So let's suppose I want to send this report to myself, okay, or a different one. So you can click on nc.ibis.nc.gov. Okay, that means like it will be yourself. That means like I logged in as IBIS user, that will be yours. So if it doesn't want it, so you can take it off and you can add as many users as you can. Okay, and yes.
Okay. And that's where by sending it here, this is where when that person logs in, they'll get the notification that something's been shared.
Right, exactly.
With them, right? Okay.
Exactly. So if you are sending outside of our organization, Carol, so they will not have access to the report. okay?
Right.
And they can send it like they can type in like the email address, okay? So you can give the subject line, okay? And you can give like a information, okay? This is the BD307 report output.
Right, that I'm sending out to you. Okay.
Just give like some kind of information, and include for the sensitive information, okay? So sensitive information means like you're sending your across your organization, so who have access to the IBIS, okay? So you can include a link to the report. That means like the report will be run, okay? When they click on the link, okay, automatically what it does is like it sends a link to them, okay? When they click on the link, they need to sign into the IBIS and they can view the report if there is a sensitive information. If not, like you can send the report output, so just like a PDF output, and save the report and click on done. And you can click on, yeah, we just did like a delivery, and click on run. So that's it. So that means like it's generating a prompts now, and it will send the report output to the email.
And send it. So not that different from how a report was scheduled before, right? It looks like they've moved the options around a little bit for you.
Right, exactly.
And you have a few more choices, but you could schedule reports before, and you can still do them now. It's just slightly different in how you do it.
Right.
Right. Okay.
So as I mentioned to you, right, like you need to copy to the folders, right? So to the my folders. So how to copy this report? Okay. So I'm going back so to the system run reports. So let's suppose I want to copy like a BD307 report to the my folder. Okay, my content. So click on the BD307 so report. So this is going to be the report icon as I mentioned to you. So when you click on these options, okay, so you have like a copy or move. Okay. And click on copy or move. So it will take you like where you want to save the report. So for me, like I have like a different one. Okay. So since I'm administrator, I can do like wherever I want it. So for you, like it will give you the choice to save it, but like I will recommend to go to the my content. Okay. And click on copy. Okay. Don't click on move to. Move to means like you're moving a report from one folder to another folder. So copy to is like you're copying the existing one to the my content.
I see. Okay. So you just want like your own copy to work on and maybe tweak a little bit.
Right.
Like if you have something that you need different from the standard report we publish.
Right. So don't click on copy to, move to. So click on copy to.
Copy to.
Okay. Yeah. So if we go to the my content again and toggle back so to the welcome screen. So you don't need to. So it will be have like a BD307 report here. Okay.
Right. Okay. It'll come through.
Yeah. All right, so that is all, Carol, and we'll just like have like 5 more minutes.
Yep. So definitely, you can see that this is a very powerful reporting tool, and if all you need to do is really just run the report in the standard format that we've developed it in, easy enough. You're going to come in a new way to search for that report and run it. And that might be all you need to do. You might not need to get into the special features where you can customize a report or schedule it. But know that they're there. Know that if you think, oh, I wish this was just a slightly, different layout, that you might have some options that you can go in here and make your own version, which is useful. Or run as. I think that's a super powerful feature. Run as PDF or Excel, things like that.
Okay. And what I feel like using this Cognos Analytics, it's very easy to use, Carol, and easy to navigate, and moreover, like it's super faster.
Yeah.
And it has like additional features.
And they've really cleaned up the user interface. It looks like the features are easier to find. You're not hunting quite so far once you know where they are. Yeah.
Right. And moreover, like that comes with the additional capabilities, Carol. Like all of our budget analysts has the capability. Click on new. So they have like a lot of things. So this is what like I'm talking about. Like they have the predictive analytics. Okay, so they have the exploration. All they need is like load the data and ask the questions. Okay.
Yeah, we'll have to get into that and do another video where we do a little bit more on the predictive part and on dashboarding. But
yeah,
future state. We'll get there. So
yeah, we have the dashboards as well as like you have the stories. That means like a PowerPoint presentations. And this is where like you can upload your files. So
yeah, we can take this pretty far. Pretty cool.
Yep.
So one quick question just came in. We're going to answer that one right off, which is downloading the report. Can you just show how someone does that?
Okay, so click on this one, okay, and system run reports. So click on, sorry, okay, 1 second. Let me go back. So my content budget BD307 reports, click on this ellipsis, okay, and view versions. And this is where like a different version. Let's suppose if I want to run like August 21, 2020. So click on that.
Okay.
And it takes you there. Okay, these are the different versions. And what you can do is like click on the PDF. Okay, so that takes you there. Okay, so you can click on save or open.
Save. Okay.
Yeah.
And could you just do a quick self-service report to show the same thing there? Because that was a system run report you just showed us. But
right.
Shows.
So team content. Self-service reports and certification reports. Okay, so you want to run it or save it, Carol?
Let's run it and then show how you save it.
Yeah.
Just
just like a
run through. Yeah.
Oops. Okay. I don't know what it is. Okay. So let's take a different one. So now our schedules will be running behind the scenes.
I see.
Let's go to the administrative reports, real quick report, and RK321. Okay. And click on this one. Okay. I'm resetting the prompts again. Okay. That takes you here. Okay. So click on Health and Human Services and click on Brew. And I'm taking like a central management. Click on budget codes and click on that and click on finish. Okay, and you can save the report, or else like you can go in here and you can run in Excel.
So you do your save as, or you can just like the Adobe hover buttons are always there, right?
Right. Okay. And this is going to be in Excel, so you can open and you can save it.
Okay.
It's very simple.
Well, cool. Well, that has taken us up to our planned break at 10:30.
Yeah. Okay.
So if you guys would like to throw some more questions into chat, it's called Q&A for what you're going to see. We're going to take a break. Ashok's going to look through some of those questions so we're prepared to answer them, and then we'll be back at 10:45, and we'll start going through to see what's in the chat and answer some questions for you.
Sure. Yep.
Okay.
Thank you, Carol.
All right, thanks. Okay, so it's 10:45. Thanks for sticking around with us. We're now gonna gather back together and start going through what you guys have given us some feedback in the chat, or I think Teams is calling this Q&A. So still time if you have anything else that you want to drop into the Q&A box, go ahead and do that, and we'll just start working through it in here. So we'll bring Ashok back on in just a second. A lot of questions about, are we going to be able to get a copy of the guide? And yes, you can see that Ashok's been working through a user guide. So we do have an updated copy of that we'll share. And then we're going to share a link to this recording. And both of those are going to be available through the IBIS website area on the OSBM website. I'll go ahead and put that into the chat. Oh, actually, I put it into the chat up here. So it's, if you go out and into osbm.nc.gov and you search for IBIS, you'll come right to our section as well. And the link is in here as well. Put that right in there for you. This is a useful area. It's both the login, other guides, other references, and just a little bit about, you know, the background of IBIS as well. So, oh, hey, Ashok, welcome back.
Yep.
Okay, so.
And, yep, so let's go to the Q&A.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop sharing in case you want to share again, all right, in case there's a follow-up, and you can do that.
Okay.
So why don't you share back?
And let me share the screen.
Okay.
All right, so
why don't we just look through here and go right from the top. So I answered a few during the break, but there's a few I think, Ashok, I'd rather have your input on.
Sure, yep.
So do you see this first one at the top? It says, if we've been using Edge to access IBIS, we will no longer be able to use Edge to access the reporting once this upgrade happens. What is the recommended best browser?
So IBM Cognos Analytics, we can still use Edge. So IBM mentioned that like a few of the functionalities might not work like as expected. So still we can use it, but our recommended solution is to use like a Google Chrome or Firefox.
Oh, okay. So okay to use Edge, but if they run into any problems, then try a different browser.
Right.
Right. Okay.
So you can use it. So, but like they mentioned, like some of the functionalities might not work. Okay. But like most of the things like what we are doing, so it works. So to get like most of IBM Cognos Analytics, they recommended like Google Chrome as well as Firefox and Internet Explorer. Okay.
Now sometimes we have people that have issues in regular IBIS, you know, the rest of IBIS, not just reports, and we ask them to go back to Internet Explorer 11, right, just to verify it runs in that. And so you're saying that this should run fine in IE11 too, right?
Right.
Right. Okay. All right. I hope that answers that question. We talked a little bit about, someone had a question about recreate our existing schedules, or will they be migrated?
Yes.
And we said, yes, everything's going to be migrated. Schedules, custom reports, all that we'll go over. Okay. Someone else talked a little bit about, are we going to be seeing any report changes or enhanced capabilities? There are some reporting holes in the library of reports we currently have. And I answered this one during the break, and just to kind of explain that the project here was really just to upgrade this software, and we wanted to let you guys know about that so you wouldn't be in shock when you opened it up in mid-February. And there are some additional cool features that have come along with this upgrade. So if you think there's a report that you need that is not there, then please get in touch with your OSBM budget analyst, because that's how we would get things into our work queue to get them coming across.
Right.
Right. Okay. All right. Sorry, I moved my list. We had a few screen freezing problems, but Paula helped us with that and said it might have been a VPN. But again, we're going to publish the link to the recording, and you'll have the user guide as well. So hopefully it recorded just fine, and we'll double check that before we send it out. A few questions came in about being able to find a report, like especially if you didn't know the name of it. Could you just click back into the self-service navigation?
Yes, so if it doesn't know like the reports, okay, so just like you know like the information, so just type in like a revision, okay, so it just gives you like the name of it. Okay, let's suppose if I want to go with certified, so go to the search button and just click on it.
So search if you know anything about the report.
Right.
And if you don't, then where you just go down into the navigation tree, right?
Right. You can go to the navigation tree. You just know like, okay, let's suppose I want to go with the revisions. Okay, so just type in revisions. So we name it like that. So the revision or expenditure revision.
Okay.
And if they want like a BD307, so if you know like a certified, so just mention like certified. So it gives you like which reports it's gonna be.
Okay. Let's just recap how for the people that only need to go into self-service reports.
Okay. And go to the self-service reports. Okay, that means like I'm going back. I'll take out all of these. And this is going to be the home button, right? So go to the my content, and this is going to be the team content. You will see list of folders, and yours will be like the self-service reports. Okay, and self-service reports and system reports, they follow the same structure. Click on self-service reports. Okay, so if you want to go back to the certification reports, click on certification reports. So you'll see all of the list of the reports in here.
Okay, right. So, and just a reminder, you know, Ashok has a much longer list than what most users see in here. So you won't have nearly as many that you have to drill down into. You probably have what, 4 or 5 in your list?
4 or 5.
Yeah, 4 or 5 in there. Okay. Oh, you know what? Let's just do a quick check. A few people have said that maybe they can't hear us after we've come back and are starting the Q&A. Can someone just drop a note in the Q&A if they can hear and see everything okay? Can I just get a confirmation that we're broadcasting? Everything looks fine from our side. Can anyone hear us? Okay, well, we are recording, so we'll keep going. And we can always catch up later on, but it does seem like we're broadcasting. So, All right, so let's keep going. Let's see where we were. So we've recapped a little bit about. Yes, you can search, but if you don't know the name or keyword, you can just go through the regular navigation and kind of look to see what all the choices are. So that you start out from a slightly different place, but it's really what you were saying before. So not too much different there. Okay. A couple questions again about user guides, and yes, we do have a user guide. We're going to publish that out. It'll go to the OSPM website under the IBIS support links. So we'll add that there and then let everybody know what's going on.
Yep.
Okay, well, other people are saying yes, they can hear us. So great. Thank you. Thank you all for the feedback. All right, let's see what else we have in here. So searching here. Here's a question, Ashok. This one says, how do you know what biennium you're asking for the reports? I worksheet 1, and if you run the report and the worksheet 1 is open, will it auto update when you access the report?
So by default, so we for the self-service reports, we always default it to the current biennium Carol.
Okay.
And if they want to go back, so in the prompt page itself, like they can run a report. So
they can run it to a different one.
So different one. So when I click on so B307, and it's not.
Oh, that's in our test environment.
Yeah. So, yeah. Let me check. so that I can still go back. Let's run in the production. Okay. So when I click on BD307, right, go back. Public folders, self-service folders, and certification reports. Let's suppose so BD307 reports. So by default, it will be a current biennium. So
Current biennium, okay.
And 1 second, Carol.
Sure. I know we kind of put you on the spot with that one, but yeah. It's a good question. So.
Yep. Remember something. So BD307. And if you look at that, like we have like a defunct bienniums. So if you want, like if you're going with like a 2021, so we haven't not here that like we can still go back to different bienniums, whichever you want it.
So really, I think the answer there is it's just part of the prompt page,
right?
And you just like you did before,
right.
You would just change the biennium.
Right. And for the system run reports, it will be a current biennium, so we can go back.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense because we're just going out every night at 1 o'clock, grabbing that data and pulling it for you, so it's ready to go.
Right. So system run reports, current biennium by default. Okay. So it is defaulted to current biennium.
Current biennium.
For the self-service reports, yes, it is defaulted to current biennium, but still you can go back and run the previous bienniums too.
You can push back in a self-service report. Okay, great. Okay, so we had some other questions about user guides and links to the training. I think we've covered that okay. Copies of the presentation. Question said, will agencies have access to system sample before go live date? No. We're not pushing you guys into the test environment here. We're just we're using it to show how it's going to change and just prepare you for when it will change. So and that's because we don't have unlimited number of test accounts, and you would be able to see things that wouldn't even make sense to you and probably cause more confusion on that one. So we wanted to give you the easiest ramp going forward as possible. So you'll get it and can rewatch this video as much as you need. Here. All right, here's one. Are there any self-training videos available for more in-depth usage like budget updates or transfers, etc.? Thank you for the navigational training too. I don't think we have anything additional for those specific topics. But we, always good to have feedback, and we can work with the OSBM budget execution to say, hey, what should our next thing be? Where do people want some more training? And we're happy to dig in and do another one that's on a very specific topic like this. So thank you for the feedback. Okay, so someone says, thank you for the training. I am new to budget. Are there any other self-training videos about the budget process, use of reports, etc.? Oh, I think that's kind of similar to that last question. So again, this is a great one to stay in touch with your OSBM budget analyst, because they're the group that comes to us to ask for new stuff. And we are quite happy to take those requests and work through it, because we're developing and pushing out all sorts of new things all the time. So yeah, we are always open to new ideas about what's going to make your job a little easier.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds like a call. Well, we're at 10:59. I saw a few additional pieces of feedback came in, but I think it was all people just helping us say that they could hear fine. So we were happy to know that we were broadcasting and recording okay. So that's great. Well, last chance. Any other last minute questions, or Ashok, anything you want to wrap up with? You feel like you've taught as many great features as you can think of today? Oh, he must have had to take that. So we are juggling multiple things going on today. So, and I'm sure you guys are as well. We have a lot going on in the state of North Carolina right now.
So anyway, thank you again so much for joining us. We look forward to having you see this new upgrade coming in February. Again, feel free, give us feedback through your OSPM budget analyst if you need new reports, and we'll push out the link and let everyone know. We'll probably do this through the same distribution list that we did to tell you about this meeting. We'll push that out and tell you when all the links are live so you can go check.
Yeah, sorry, so I was on mute.
Oh, okay, sorry, no worries.
Yeah.
So we are balancing so much today. It just happened to be one of those days where like it seems everything's going on, and I'm sure for you guys as well. Okay, well, that's it for us. Thank you so much, and we'll look forward to putting the links out for you guys. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Yeah, thank you, everyone.